Welcome back. I'm Dylan with BimmerTech. Here is a BMW i8 that's going to be getting our flagship product, our wireless CarPlay and Android Auto MMI Prime. This heavily modified i8 is coming to us for one more modification, our wireless CarPlay and Android Auto MMI Prime. This is our flagship product that gives you access to all of your favorite apps right on your iDrive display. It also allows you to integrate front and rear cameras and so much more. It's 100% plug and play and easy to install yourself, but we do have installers in about 30 countries around the world should you need some help. With all that in mind, let's get started with a step-by-step guide on how to install this wireless CarPlay and Android Auto MMI Prime in your i8. Here are the tools you need for the job. BimmerTech trim tools, a ratchet with a 10mm socket, a screwdriver with a T20 Torx bit, and pick tools. All of these tools and more can be found in BimmerTech's DIY Essentials Kit. Click the link in the description to get yours today. First, we need to disconnect the 12-volt battery and high voltage system in the car. This isn't the most user-friendly thing, but here we go. Open the doors and on either side, pop off these plastic covers to expose both hood releases. Pull each one to free the latch on both sides of the hood. Once popped, get a friend to help you lift the hood up and back. You'll need to find something to prop it open since there is no prop. Use a 10mm socket to disconnect the negative battery terminal of the 12-volt battery and set it aside. For the high voltage system, locate this connector here behind the 12-volt battery. You won't see all of these red fuse junctions in your i8. That's for the air suspension that's on this car. Pull the red locking tab back and then pull the main connection point behind it out. It will lock into place once it's been completely pulled out. A pick tool may help if you can't get enough leverage with your fingers. Now it's time to start taking everything apart. The whole center console needs to come out to access the head unit, but it's pretty easy. First, pull the cup holder section off and remove the two 10mm nuts underneath. Then pull back and up to remove the section. Up front, use a trim tool to pop off this cover and remove the single T20 Torx screw underneath. Now we need to remove the center trim. To do this, open the forward storage compartment and remove the 3 T20 screws under the rubber plugs. You can remove the plug with your fingers or a pick tool. Once they're free, pull up and everything should pop out. There are a ton of connectors. For the small storage section, pull the aux, and pinch and pull for the USB. Pull the rest of the center trim out and get to disconnecting all the connectors. This one is pinch and pull, pinch and pull. For both of these, pull, unvelcro, and finally pull. Set the trim aside. Now for the shifter, remove the 4 T20 screws on each corner. Once that's done, pinch and pull the connector out. Now we have to remove the 5 10mm nuts and 2 T20 screws. Start by removing this rubber bottom and getting the 10mm nut here. Then these two in the back. There are 2 more up front. And finally, the 2 T20 screws up at the very front. At this point, you can begin lifting the center console up and out. You'll find a few more connectors underneath. They're all pinch and pull. Feed all of the harness through, and don't forget to disconnect this like I did, and remove the console. Finally, we can get to the head unit. Start by removing the 4 T20 screws and then pull the head unit out. Everything now has to be disconnected. For these, pull the white tab, squeeze, and wiggle them out. Unsnap the harness. For the quad lock, pinch the sides, rotate the arm, and pull out. Continue to remove the harness. For these, squeeze the tab and pull. A trim tool can help with leverage. Finally, set the head unit aside. The last part we really need to take out is the screen. Remove this plastic cover, and then the 2 T20 screws underneath. You might want to use a ratchet due to the windshield being in the way. Pull the screen up and remove the factory video cable just like you did on the head unit. We now need to use BimmerTech's video cable in place of the factory cable. Start by removing this trim piece and setting it off to the side. There are plastic fasteners that hold the video cable in place. Pop them off with a trim tool. To make feeding the BimmerTech cable easier, tape the top of the factory cable to a large cable tie. Pull the cable through all of the way. While you need it all the way down, that's easier to do by hand. Getting it around this area is the hard part. Remove the factory cable from the cable tie and tape the 90-degree end of the BimmerTech video cable to the cable tie. Pull it up where the screen will go. Finish pulling out the factory cable. We'll need that later. While you're here, pull the bottom end of the BimmerTech video cable into place as well. Pop the trim back in. Plug it into the screen and secure the screen in place. Now let's relocate the fiber optic cable. Use a pick tool to gently lift up on the retaining clip and pull the connector out. Place it in the same place in the BimmerTech harness. Then plug the factory harness into the BimmerTech plug-and-play harness. Rotate the arm to lock it into place. To run the Wi-Fi antenna, pull off the backing of the double-sided tape and stick it somewhere out of the way of the head unit. Finish up the last cable run by feeding the USB port for the MMI through the obvious hole you'll find to the right. The USB port will hang in the cabin. Grab your wireless CarPlay and Android Auto MMI Prime, and after ensuring the dip switches 1, 2, and 3 are down, start plugging it in. AV USB, Wi-Fi antenna, power, LCD out with the BimmerTech video cable, and LCD in with the factory video cable. Now it's time to cram everything behind the head unit. While there is a good amount of room, you'll need to place the MMI just right to get everything to fit. We found the upper right corner a good spot. If you want, plug in the head unit, start button, iDrive controller, and reconnect the 12-volt battery so you can give everything a test before putting everything in together. We filmed the test after screwing down the head unit. If you're going to test it, you want to test it first. After the test, you can disconnect the battery again if you'd like. You're in the home stretch. Start by pushing the head unit back in and screwing it into place if you haven't done so already. Next, bring back in the center console and start reconnecting it. Replace the screws and nuts. Plug in and screw down the shifter. Bring in the center cluster and begin plugging everything back in. Make sure you don't forget about this guy. Once done, slide it into place and snap it down. Oh, and watch your fingers. Ow! Replace the single screw and cover, and the small storage bin. Replace the rear section and 2 nuts. Then the cup holders. The interior is done, but the car needs power. If you disconnected it again after the test, reconnect your 12-volt battery. Now the high voltage system. You have to slide the connector back together, make sure the red tab is all the way out. Now, carefully using a pick tool, gently lift up on the tab on the top of the connector and push the red tab and rear section of the connector in. So there you have it. That's how you install our wireless CarPlay and Android Auto MMI Prime in an i8. If you want this in your i8 or almost any BMW you might have, head on over to our website and enter your VIN so you could find the kit for your car. For more install videos, tips and tricks, and more about BMWs, Minis, and Supras, make sure you click subscribe and don't forget to ring that bell. And hey, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Thanks for watching.